Hello folks, I hope everybody's having a good day. I just wanted to do a short video and just let you know the best way to get technical support from me. Now normally I do this two ways, either on Skype sharing the screen or on GitHub. GitHub is my favourite method because I don't want to look at your screen. I really don't, you know. So I'm going to show you how to add your stuff to GitHub. You do not need to know any Git stuff. I'm just going to walk you through it and it's remarkably easy. Now, the first thing I want you to do is, if you happen to have a database and it's relevant to what you're doing, please create a folder called _junk in your main directory, by the way, _junk, and put an SQL file in there. I want to be able to recreate the database tables you've got and all of that stuff. Now remember folks, don't have any passwords in either your database, your code, or anywhere. We're going to be putting this onto GitHub and it will be available to everyone. So everybody's going to be able to see this stuff, and make sure you don't have anything sensitive there at all. Nevertheless, I assume that most of you who do this are just following tutorials and I don't expect there to be anything sensitive. So that's your first instruction. We need a folder called _junk and add some SQL in there. Next, I'm going to ask you to create an account on GitHub. It's absolutely free of charge. You don't need me to walk you through it. It's remarkably easy. Next, I want you to install Git on your computer. Again, it's very easy. I'll leave instructions here and it's incredibly straightforward actually. You may need to go into the command prompt or the terminal, and just so you know, when you see this $sign here, you don't actually type that in, okay? So the bit that you type in, if you're talking about command line stuff, it's without this opening $sign. So find the thing that works for you. There's installers for Windows and Apple machines. Set Git up and good luck with that vibe. Next, assuming that you've got Git on your computer, you should be able to go to your command line interface or your terminal, and you should be able to type in git -- version, and you should have something like that happens. If you get that, congratulations, you now have Git installed on your computer. So what we're going to do is find your app that's giving you problems, and we're going to create what's called a repository inside your application. Now, we are going to do a little bit of command line shenanigans here, folks, but brace yourself and stay cool at the same time, if that's possible, because it is going to be quite easy. So let's imagine that this is the problem app, right? And as you can see, it's a vibrant app, this, right? So what we need to do is navigate to the problem app. Now, the way that we can do this easily on all operating systems is to just say cd with a space and then drag the app across, and you'll see that the full path is there. So hit return, right? I'm now navigated into this folder here. Then what we want to type is git init, okay? Git init. Now keep an eye on the folder here on the right as I do this. And do you see how it created a hidden folder called git? That's what we're talking about. Next, we want to stage all of the files. Staging is sort of like preparing to take a snapshot or preparing to save the repo. The way that we do this is we're going to say git add hyphen and then an uppercase A. And there it is. Okay. Finally, we're going to save this thing, or the word that we actually use in Git land is we're going to create a commit. It's like a snapshot of your app. The way that we do that is we type in git commit and then -m, lowercase m, and then I want you to do quotations and then a little message that will be part of the commit, so that when you upload it, people can see the message. Now you might say something like, you know, problem with contact form or something like that, okay? So do a message that is meaningful, and that's what we're going to type in, right? So do that. Thank you very much. And there we go. Now we're going to go back to GitHub, and I want you to create a new repository. Pardon my phone. We're going to create a brand new repository. So click on repositories, and I'm clicking new here. And I'm just going to call this one problem app, okay? It's helpful, I think, if you give it the same name as the directory that you've got. And I'll chuck a description in, just a test. Ignore this, okay? Now, let's keep this public, and we're going to create a repository. Okay, so GitHub now has a little space set aside, and it's ready to receive this application of yours, right? So what we want to do now is we want to add these two lines here. This first line is saying to Git, look, we want our app, our offline app, to be associated with this repository on GitHub. So that's what we add. Git remote, add origin, blah, 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 blah. Hit return. Okay, so now your app knows, all right, there's an association with that. And then finally, we're going to add in git push _u origin master. Nobody will remember that, but do that. And that's going to send the thing up to GitHub. And it's remarkably quick. It's a very advanced, compression algorithm that GitHub uses. And it's astonishingly quick. So after you've done that, you will be able to look at your repository. And as you can see, the files here, it says one commit. And from that point, you can get back to me and say, okay, here's the web address. So in my case, for this one, it's GitHub /DavidConnolly/problem app. I will then be able to go in and look at your code. This is just a little test thing, and we're all cool, you know? So that's all there is to it. That's the way, and I do hope that you can handle that. Just a couple of points before I close, if I may. If you decide to do additional changes to your app, so let me just do a change to this app. I'll just write the word example, okay? I'm saving it. Now, if you want to then update your repository, you would just go into the command line again, and you would say git add -uppercase-a, then git commit -lowercase-m, and then I'll just say changed a comment or whatever it is. So there we go. And to send it up, we can just say git push like that. No need to do the full thing again. And that's now sending it up to the web. If I now take you back over here, and if I refresh this, we should hopefully see, yeah, there you go. So we've got 2 commits. And so there's a record now of the changes that have happened. And so you can do that as well. And it even shows you the change here. It's a really, really cool system. Now, the other thing is when you connect for the first time via the command line here, or terminal, whatever we're calling it, it will ask you for your GitHub username and password. But I'm sure you won't have a problem with that. And finally, remember that everything that goes on here will be viewable by the public, so never, ever, ever put anything sensitive on GitHub. Okay, folks, I hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.